G'day, and welcome to another Nexus Gaming Series cast. This time, while we're D East last, we decided to go a little bit of the opposite. We have B West this time. Thank you, Moist Weenus, for sharing 69 bits. I am actually joined by a co-caster this time because after the last one, I'm like, my throat's a bit sore. Maybe I get a friend in to join me. So I brought in the ever-lovely Peach. How are you doing today, Peach?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. I'm super excited to be here and glad that I can help out and have fun.
Oh, look, I am looking forward to it. I enjoyed it last time when I had you on. I thought, why not ask again? She was great to have with me. So, these two teams, what do you know of them?
Oh, well, CC has been quite popular with all the beautiful number of their teams. I also am quite familiar with CM Daybreak since they are kind of our sister teams. So, but there's still mystery to me because I did not know every single player from their team. So I'm thrilled. I'm super excited to see what they have prepared for us today.
People also saying hi to you, Peach, in chat, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Hi, chat.
But yes, this should be interesting. This is the division that I am moderating, and we do have, well, CCS, Counterpick Stupid, was actually a team I played against last season, similarly for you, Peach. So we both have experience running into them, as well as CM Daybreak. They're kind of an amalgamation of what used to be CM After Dark. That team has kind of just gone on a little bit of hiatus, but Weenus, Rackham, and Tiger are all from that. Aaron and M to know is just the kind of question marks I have over them. I'm also going to say casters are ready for whenever they are as well. So, if you're a betting person, Peach, who are you kind of, from what you know of these teams already, who do you support here? Obviously, I know CM Daybreak is in your org, but so you may be a bit biased, I guess. But who do you?
I mean, you kind of answered your question,
I know. I don't know why I bothered asking and saying that. In all honesty, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, wait.
With all my respect and love towards CCS, because I actually played not only against these guys, but also had a chance to casually play with some of them. And, have a little chit chat and stuff. Nothing NGS related. My team, if you're watching, I promise I'm not a spy. But I think I will look up to our CM team and we'll see how it goes from there. But isn't it fair to ask people what's their favorite?
I know, that's really a bit rude of me to go. I'm pretty sure. I know where it's going to go, but I don't know exactly. Right, I'm just going to have a quick reply to someone. So, we are getting into the game. Battlefield of Eternity was our map pick with Counterpick Stupid. Had lost actually the map. Coin toss of CM Daybreak went. Actually, we're going to choose first pick, and that led us here. So what I'm going to do is turn on over the screen into the draft, and we'll see where we go. It should be very fun to watch. Any expectations on what we're going to see banned out or anything?
Well, assuming that both teams done a pretty good research, I think we'll see on this map, maybe we'll see Hogger out, and maybe Liming, maybe Stukov.
Yeah,
Unless I'm missing out on something.
I don't know. Those are kind of the main things I can think of. But we actually see Garrosh banned out first. Velkima is very good at that Garrosh. And on this map in particular, it can be quite scary.
Can be frustrating. Yep.
Absolutely. I think you and I have both been the fallen prey to being Garrosh tossed many times.
Sony ban, huh? I mean, Sony is always great, in my personal opinion. It's not like I play her often, but...
Is that great in terms of the actual character design or how she plays?
No, I meant like how useful she is. And her survivability, apparently I cannot speak.
She's great in both of those ways for me, in all honesty. I'm revealing too much.
That was a trick question all this time. Oh, what did I tell you?
There you go, Hoggerban. Correct. I think Zephy played quite a bit of Hogger last season, if I recall.
sir.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Look, I had to play it at least once against it. Wait, I had to play against it twice as one of the 2 matches I did actually play last season.
Mm-hmm. I do not recall how many times I played with these guys, or against them, or just randomly faced them in CL. Joanna is out.
Joanna, just a good all-round ban. You can't really have a team first pick that, as she is just considered the strongest tank currently, for, well, a pretty good reason, but we do see Racken picking up that Rhaegar. I do like Rhaegar. It's one of my favorite healers to play currently. Do you play a decent amount? I know you play Anduin a bit more, but is Rhaegar kind of something you're working on?
Rhaegar was something that I picked up last season, I believe, and thanks to my team, I've been practicing it more and more, and they've been really confident. I think that they became confident about my Rhaegar much sooner than I did. So, but I do understand this hero pretty well nowadays, so yeah. Oh, Leming, here we go. Oh
Not banned out, but it was picked up, and we do see Muradin. Muradin can go into that Sledgehammer at level 4, which makes him a Nightmare Race. Speaking about Nightmare Racing, on the other hand, we see Vala and Sylvanas picked up. Keyboard Vala can hurt a lot.
Oh.
Third ban, what do you think we're going to see? Still need another damage.
They do not have race yet, but Malthael ban.
Interesting.
I mean, Malthael is scary, but I personally do not know who is a scary Malthael.
Kian.
Unless we're talking about my team, yeah, I was going to say because Kian kills them all.
Yeah. Also, thank you, Eternally Blue, for the raid. Greatly appreciate it. And I imagine we're going to see a heal ban here or a tank. Maybe we see a Nubarak banned out. Diablo
would be scary.
But no Tyrande.
Yeah. I mean, Tyrande is really useful, especially on this map, and this is one of the healers that I started learning not a long time ago. And
she is.
But I try.
She could be a menace on this map. She is very good. Her trait works on that Immortal. She can just shoot it as much as she wants, give it cooldown reduction, and kind of keep going. So, smart ban for the team.
I mean, imagine Vala and Sylvanas with Tyrande shredding the objective. Like.
Oh, speaking of things that it can be very difficult to go into, Stukov.
And Varian. Now that's a scary combination.
That's a blow up.
I personally do not like it. I do not like what I see. It's so dangerous. Let's see if we will see some connections or combo vobos on the side of.
Is your like healer brain just going? I don't want to be anywhere near that. Please leave me alone.
I don't want to touch it. Imperious and Thrall.
So we have a very beefy front line for CM Daybreak. That is a lot of a CC chain, so it may be quite hard for that blow up to really find purchase for Counterpick Stupid, as that is a lot of health to get through. Maybe they can kill Thrall. Thrall is quite squishy for a bruiser, but Muradin and Imperious, that's much harder.
Was it Gazla Dehaka? Who else can it be in this comp?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
How could I forget what Artanis?
Yeah. What? Okay. That's a loaded statement. It's quite easy to forget about Artanis. I'm going to make the Artanis lovers hate me today. Because I may or may not end up talking smack about Artanis for maybe 20 minutes, depending how long this will take. But right, we are getting into the countdown before the game. I'm going to run the opening reel, and I'll catch you guys in game. I always do that too early. We're still on this screen, but I did notice that your team's actually in that like highlight reel that's used for the opening.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw Kiana's name, like, oh, there's a light bomb going off. Oh no. Things are going wrong for one of those teams. I'm not sure which one because it was on the screen for like 3 or 4 seconds. But right. The game... Okay, no, Velcom is taking a while to load.
No, they're just taking their time to discuss tactics, I'm sure.
Yeah, maybe. But right, we are in the game now. Peach, would you like to introduce to us CM Daybreak? Let's start with you actually doing the org that you're a part of.
Alright, so on the right side of the field, we have Rackham playing Rhaegar, Empty North, I hope I pronounced it right, that's on the new buddy, playing Imperious, Venus on Li Ming, Aaron on Morden, and Tiger on Thrall.
On the left-hand side, we do have Zephy on the Artanis, Velkima, Varian, Wits End, Stukov, Madafi on the Sylvanas, and Osprey rounding it out on the Vala. Also welcome. I don't care if I'm getting it wrong, Star Knight. I'm going to be honest, it's going to be wrong either way. I do like that CM Daybreak did start mid, because they have a Sylvanas, they may try to cheese, and we can see there is a very good punish by CM Daybreak.
Do you think anybody will go down? Oh, this Stukov was in big danger.
Right as you ask the question, oh, you think anyone will go down? Immediately Stukov died, like immediately.
CM just answered my question right there. They hear me. We have a connection.
I hope so. It is your org. It's the org you are a part of. You should have a connection, but no, that is a very good answer in that early game from CM Daybreak. They were expecting the cheese from Madafi, and well, the rest can't Counterpick stupid, and they did very well to punish that. We do have a 4-man Thrall, however, and he is stacking Crash Lightning. Do we think we're going to get that done?
I will wish them best of luck. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm actually going to start a prediction, so you talk about what's happening in the top lane.
I've been just switching there and there and watching the bottom lane too, because funny enough, we switched the lanes. Usually, you know, how people play this map, they usually offlaners would be at the top and you would, the 4-man would be at the bottom, and now we're just playing a little switcheroo right here. First camp goes on the side. CM Daybreak.
I keep wanting to call him CM After Dark, because that's what I really know Weenus as. CM, Weenus recommend. Tiger, I'm too used to calling him CM After Dark. Also, predictions is live for anyone who wants to bet. Tiger is going to take a little bit, and they are just able, they do know they're able to get away with a little bit currently, as it is very much a Varian pre-level 4. He is going to struggle that a little bit more. As you can see, Aaron literally walks up.
Varian will soon have left this level 4.
Go smash, Volkima. It'll be funny. But no, I imagine both teams are going to try win and not listen to my dumb musings of, yeah, smash would be hilarious, do that. You don't need to taunt someone and keep them in one spot if they have minus 25 armor and just die.
Here's level 4.
Do it. Go smash. Nah, boring.
Taunt.
No, taunt is the correct choice. It is going to be taunt, silent puddle under it, and then everyone just wails on that person who is stuck in the silence. But we do have both bruiser camps being picked up now. And who do you favor coming into the race here?
Ooh, well, race-wise, I think even early game would be on probably CCS. But let's see what CM Daybreak has to say about that.
Oh no,
As we see, there are some guys already started to defend them, but Artanis is here. Rhaegar is a little bit behind.
Zephy taking a large chunk of damage will be going down, giving Li Ming the reset. Osprey rolling around. Tiger actually taking a lot of damage from that Q's, as Vala is stacking the puncturing arrow, already at 9 stacks, which in 3.5 minutes is a lot. We can see that Immortal has already taken a bit of damage. And I will note that Muradin did end up going Sledgehammer like I thought, so they will be leaning into the race as well. Velkima taking
Some
a lot.
engage was going on, yeah, towards Varian, but Varian is too beefy. He will definitely survive through that. However, both teams are a little bit low. Another engage, nice spear. Yeah.
Velkima quite low. Witsin can't really heal through burst that easily. The silence puddle, however, will not be healed through, and that is Muradin going down. And Velkima barely holding on that whole fight. And all the while, I think Weenus was racing during that phase. As we can see that CM Daybreak does have a pretty sizable lead for the moment. I say it for the moment for a very good reason.
Yeah. What would you do in this reason, in this situation? Would you go and defend, or would you just try to shred?
Realistically, as it is quite early on, it is very hard to defend and actually fight on the Immortal itself. As the death timers are really just a little bit too low to keep someone out for long enough. So I do actually think early on it is better just to race and see what you can get away with. You can see if you can stall a little bit with your tank and one of maybe Imperious, but you can't really full commit your resources to defending early on. In the later game, I think the team fight advantage I think CM Daybreak will have a very good team fight coming into the mid to late game, so it may change. But speaking of team fight, Velcomet is able to get that charge off on the Muradin, but didn't even use Taunt for it, so they do still have a lot of damage up, but kill potential up.
Yeah, it was really close. Oh, another ton.
Great cleanse by Rackham using that purge defensively onto Tiger, but that is a thought already for not for CM Daybreak. I'm just thinking of CM now. For Counterpick Stupid, this is a problem when both teams start with the same letter. I just look at it blankly and go, that's the same team.
I was going to say both team names start with C, so let's see if there's going to be any gank on Zephyr. No, never mind. Zephyr is backing up. They won't even see him on time.
No, I guess Imtano could have thrown a W in that bush and it may have found them, but nope. We do just see they have gone bottom, and it's quite interesting. We're going back to normal positioning now, and I did like that Imtano was sitting there kind of hiding the fact that the team were doing the camp below them.
Nice engage in Vala.
That was a very dead Vala.
Unfortunately, she was standing a little bit too open, I think.
Oh, this is going to be dangerous for Zephy now. The team of CM Daybreak's rotating up under him. Tiger has shown, so is Aaron. And Zephy now in an awkward position where they may get cut off. Also, welcome, Umbrella.
Just not connect.
Ooh, and actually that route stopped Imtano's spear from hitting. A little bit of a counter synergy. Not counter synergy, but not enough of a communication potentially between the two.
Sometimes it just gets unlucky too, you know, when you just miss it just by millisecond.
Look, I've had plenty of times where I've gone to hit a tongue onto, like playing Dahaka, hitting it, going to get a tongue, and then just I see a Morales grenade appear from our overzealous Morales player where it just boops someone our way. I'm like, well, never mind, I'm not getting my skill shots today. I see typical Vala behavior in response to Vala dying. That's how I play Vala personally. In the core more than I'm on the map.
Well, let's see. This game is about to get even more interesting. We have level 10s online, and we have also camp on the bottom lane, which is almost done, being cleared right now. So this is 4 versus 5.
Ancestral barely goes off in time. Aaron holding on, but Zephy on the other hand will not. Stunned by the Immortal. Osprey and Madafi very low, does teleport out, but they will be fine. Tiger's going for the Chain Lightning. Bounces the wrong way. Vala may have died there, just saw random Chain Lightning bounce. That was a flip of a coin, if anything.
Well, let's check in the bushes. Nice spear, but nobody to follow up so far.
Yeah, but we do see Race has gone over to count to CM Daybreak. So I realized I was saying the wrong thing immediately. I went to say can't. I'm like, no, that's not it.
That's time you stopped yourself. You're getting better and better at that.
But we do see CM Daybreak did do what I thought they would in first place. They went to fight early on, and they actually stopped. Counterpick Stupid. Oh my gosh. Does it do enough? It did do enough. It did make the Immortal very weak to the point where Counterpick Stupid nearly did take it over. But CM Daybreak just had a little bit too much of an advantage through that first phase for Counterpick Stupid to quite catch up. And that was what I was saying. Oh, Velcom is in an awkward spot. That is someone with not many escapes. Imperious actually went the Wrath of Anguirus, snatched them out of clean air and put them down. Other heroics that we need to talk about before I move on anything else, so we'll forget. Never mind, Spear's coming out. Osprey does have to roll, but we'll ultimately find Aaron getting quite aggressive as well. Hitting Hammer onto Madafi, but there is enough peel for them to live. I do like that Artanis is just on their own little adventure top. Just to briefly just pull away from the Immortal as Zephy is just going.
Zephy doing his Zephy things, you know?
Ziffing around.
But I think that's also a wall down. Yep, Zephy around. That'd be a wall down. It definitely is. Oh, Tiger.
Tiger barely held on there. The taunt of a wailing arrow and the silence puddle underneath. Very close to taking them out, but no. Wasn't quite enough there, as I do have to say, Rackham's been very onto it with their cleanses of this game.
Oh, that's close. I might try to catch somebody.
Muradin gets jump off. Unfortunately, Wit's End was not quite there in time to get the silence under. How many stacks are we at for Thrall? 24. Thrall's actually very close to getting those stacks done. I do love that. I do love seeing a 4-man Thrall purely to see whether Crash Lightning is completed or not. Like, if it's an ARAM, yeah, you're gonna complete it. It's an ARAM, you're slapping people for the better part of like 15 to 20 minutes. That's gonna happen, but in an actual match, you don't always have a guarantee that you are going to be able to queue everyone every time you have something off cooldown. So very much... Who is Thrall again? Tiger is doing very well at getting those stacks currently.
I have double camp currently pushing the top lane, but since CCS is already there and they have a beautiful amount of damage, it's not going to be a problem. Although they just leave it be. I guess they just worried about their bruiser camp first.
Yeah,
Which kind of makes sense.
I guess the side of CM Daybreak weren't showing for long at all. Were hidden for quite a bit, so they're just making sure that it wasn't being taken by CM Daybreak, so they pick it up themselves. But while that was happening, CM Daybreak were able to get all of front gate, just quickly ran it, and just leave just as quick.
Watching the minimap is essential, so you know where your enemies position, so you can position yourself at the right direction.
We're having very safe play from Counterpick Stupid currently. They just lost a few too many players that they weren't expecting to in weird situations, so that's why they are just playing that a little bit safer. We do see Velkoma stepping up and Aaron just kind of controlling that middle zone.
Waiting for that engage. I wonder if there's going to be Varian again, because these guys are brave. They just going in into Varian. Not the squishies.
Oh, that orb didn't find it this time. Wiener's falling just short. Zephy going for the swap didn't quite pull it off. But we're just getting a lot of posturing. But Weenus is poking in. Fell a bit short that time. But very much CM Daybreak has the tools to play this slow. They can take their time. There's a taunt. There's, however, the Immortal stun onto Velkoma. Velkoma barely holding on. That silence to keep him alive for so long. Ancestral goes off on Rackham, but that is Thrall going down. But not ETC. Varian's traded. There goes Rackham. We do see that is Savant's going down. Then we're just getting 1 for 1 for 1 as people do keep getting traded up, but Muradin will go down. And that was a 3 for 2 in favor of Counterpick Stupid, except Zephy does have to back up a little, and Wiener's still doing what they can to scare people. Rafa and Geras out, and we do see that it will be Wit's End going down. How's that for a team fight?
Well, Zephy tried to escape, I think, 3 times after this fight, but that brave engage under CM Daybreak's objective by Valkhammer was quite impressive. And I was shocked that he was able to survive for such a long time, thanks to Stukov. Who's doing a fantastic job too.
Osprey caught our position. Nice stun, keeping him alive. But spear from Imsnog onto Zephy, but that will be Tiger going down once again. Osprey knows they can't be hit by anything.
Ooh. Venus is trying to get that Vala and actually gets...
And now Madafi has been stunned out of their haunting wave and we're unable to escape. That is a excellent team fight by CM Daybreak. And this is kind of falling down to what we said earlier. That CM Daybreak does have a good team fight. It is very hard for Counterpick Stupid to bring that. To really go into that, as you see, they don't even quite have Manticore yet. That's just come through now. And that will definitely help with the teams. But it has only just come through.
Well, I guess they just made a safe decision, obviously, here, just to save the wall as much as possible, save the keep, and just hang around. not much you can do without majority of your team. It's always safer to just back up, shake it off, and defense.
Get your head in the game.
Yep.
In the immortal words of High School Musical, get your head in the game.
Really?
I don't even think I've seen that whole movie at all. I know my sister watched it a fair... Aaron just found Velcomer in a very awkward way and just immediately turned around.
Yeah, I don't know what Aaron was looking. What
Oh.
he was looking for. Oh.
Vala stunned by Immortal, stunned by Emtino, and taken out by the damage of Tiger and Venus. This is a little bit too much, and you can't be in front of your tank in these situations.
Unfortunate for Osprey, yeah.
Div B is like the very point where if you're out of position like that, if you're squishy, you will die a lot of the time. And I know that actually Counterpick Stupid spent a lot of time Div C, a little bit in D at one point, but a lot of time in C, and there's a little bit of a step up they're needing to take this season. Velcomer lives?
Velcomer going down.
Nope, there it is, double kill.
The orbs. Aaron
Oh.
also found... Oh!
Madafi once again stunned
Madafi
out
also
of their haunting wave. Nope. That's not ideal timing for the Imperius to go down, but we still have a pretty healthy Immortal and Core, and Witsy and Osprey doing their best to live. They are going down here with it. Venus finds a kill. Osprey trying to hold on for what they can, but that's a little bit too much. Aaron dies right at the end, but that will be the first game going to CM Daybreak. How did you find that for the first map of the series?
That was quite fast, don't you think so? Or I mean, I always feel like it's fast for me when I'm co-casting, because it's like you're watching a movie, a really interesting movie, and then all of a sudden, that's it.
Yeah.
I want more. Where's the second? Yeah, like where's the second one?
Say that. That was still a 17.
I don't know this coming.
That's still a 16, 17-minute game of Battlefield of Eternity. That's still a relatively normal length. It was level 17 to 19, but it definitely didn't feel that long.
Yeah, well, that was definitely something. I think CCS, they have a lot of they had a lot of potential in the early game, and I think that they did use a couple opportunities, but and then there was a level difference at some point, and they just needed to keep up, and then a couple unfortunate engages led to snowballing, which, in my personal opinion, is typical for this map. Like I think for BOE and what's another one that I'm thinking of? Praxis. Yeah, you got it.
Always
it's
got
really
it.
typical when you get the objectives and then snowball, and then another team keeps getting objectives, and you keep defending, just running back, and there are lots of hidden places too that engage in the bushes in the early game. On Varian, I bet they did not expect that. So really aggressive positioning, but it's out of CM Daybreak. Let's see if CCS will learn this lesson and try the best to apply that knowledge that they just received. I'm excited for the game too.
Yeah, I'm very excited for game 2, depending on where we're going, because there's some maps that just make me break my mind. But I'm also going to quickly say sorry if I can pick a limit for the 69 bits. I can only imagine that, Venus. But just in general, in terms of stats, Leeming did it both the most siege and the most hero damage. Venus actually doing a lot there, and I've been invited to a custom game, so you can just join off me as well. Which actually I've just realized that gets rid of everything that I was about to talk about, so whoops! I'm just going to go to the map view screen, but it doesn't matter because everyone can see that we are on Garden of Terror.
Alright.
I remember you guys banning Samurai against me on this map, and I was not happy.
First of all, let me add you to my friend list, because for some reason I did not do that.
Oh yeah, no, I even emptied it out recently, thankfully, because I hit that 200 cap at one point, so I'm like, oh god, delete.
Wait, how many?
So 200 is the maximum amount of friends you can have in Blizzard, in like any of the Blizzard games in Battle.net. 200 is the most. So literally had to go for going, oh, this is a problem. I don't play Overwatch anymore. Get rid of all of those people. Thank you, Raka, also for 69 bits.
Yeah, every time you see 69 bits, you automatically
I think of Venus.
But no!
I know, it's all 69. I'm like, nice. Still Raka? Hell yeah, extra nice.
Well, I received some 69 bits today as well, so I can relate.
Did the Venus Fairy send you
Yes.
visit you?
Was Venus? How did you know? Surprise, surprise.
Wow, it's like they have a theme.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know
Wow.
about that, but it's just. Oh, that was a good one, actually.
How do you feel about Garden of Terror?
I love this map. Personally, I think this is the map when you actually can make huge comebacks, and I also love this map because it always keeps you busy with all these camps available. There's always stuff to do. So I personally love this map. I know some people hate this map exactly because of the same reason, but I don't know. I personally love this map. How about you? Do you like this map?
I have a mixed feelings about this map. If I'm playing a offlaner, I really enjoy it. If I'm playing a healer in Storm League, I would rather not. Because as you said, there is so much to do, and when you're a healer, you can't always get things done, which is why I honestly pick Rhaegar 90% of the time. But I do like this map for the same reason. It does always feel like there's at least something to do for a little bit, compared to something like Ultrarak, which is, oh, camps up again, great. I'll go there, I guess. I do like that there is usually something to do. I will also just say casters are ready. But I do like this map. Don't like it when people ban my heroes out against me on this map. Peach. I'm gonna blame you because none of your team is here.
So I agreed to come here to like cheer you up and have a great time with my friend and friends. I mean, all other 10 friends sitting right there in the lobby, and I get this. And I get this.
Look, I was going to give it to anyone else.
Lame.
I'll give anyone else flack who was with me. I do it more in jest than anything else. But it looks like we are starting up maps, so we will be getting into that in just a few moments. When the game decides, it will actually want to start, because it does like having its own think about it. Do you expect to see the same bands this map, or do we expect it to get a little more personalized after that first map?
I think Stukov must go on this map. As a healer main, that's the first thing that I would do. And again, I've seen Zephy's Hoggers too many times, so I really hope that it will get banned out. And if it will not, well, I hope they will pick him and we will see even more fun moves and fun decisions.
Was Hogger banned out last time? I can't recall.
Yes,
it was.
He was.
Excellent.
He was. I think it was
Excellent.
his
Good.
second
Get rid of it. Goodbye, Zippy. Right. I'll be very interested to see what each of these teams decide to do. I'll be interested to see whether one is going to go more macro heavy or team fight heavy. I do like more macro heavy comps on this map. And speaking of macro, the global value of Brightwing has been removed.
Do you think Falstad is next?
Maybe Dahaka? Maybe Blaze? Those are both good bands.
Ooh, I did not like Dahaka on this map. No thanks.
I love playing Dahaka on this map. Just running around in race car build. It is so fun.
There's so many bushes. It's so scary every time you hear whoa, and then you do not know which bush should you look at, or better not look at.
Yeah, which bush do you want to avoid? Just spin the wheel and find out which one it is. You can
it's
usually
really difficult to it's really difficult to fall back or run in front of you without going through the bushes because there's just so many.
Yeah, I guess usually, if at least from what I've seen playing Dahaka, also Malfoul band again, Dahaka likes burrowing into a quite aggressive bush, so they typically like burrowing into the back line of a team. So that's just future Peach knowledge for you.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I am a generous font of wisdom.
Also, what's going on with chat? Why nobody is cheering up for their teams? Come on, guys.
Look.
Come on.
Sloth was like, go CCS.
Which year?
I've got to choose the prediction outcome. No one had any faith in CM Daybreak. Wow.
Oh, boy.
No one votes CM Daybreak. Unfortunately for the person who's about to lose their 60 channel points. But I will start another one after the draft as well. But Hogger is banned out to round it out. First pick.
Vala. Or Joanna. Joanna is open.
Oh yeah, Joanna is open. But Sonya's picked up instead.
Sonya was banned last game.
Yes, that's correct. Actually, can't Counterpick Stupid banned out Sonya last time, if I recall correctly. Oh, look, the healer I like playing on this map.
And the tank that we saw from the last game, too, picked up by Aaron.
Aaron did do very well on it last time, though. He was hitting a lot of those stuns and was actually very consistent with it. So I do like the pickup here. And we may get something a little bit more divey with it. That'll be nice to see.
I mean, just the combination from the last game with Moradin and Imperius, that's already a lot of CC. And then, you know,
Well, there's Joe.
Here's Shyvana.
I was wondering when she was going to show up.
She better, or she'll get banned right now. Right? Meow.
Right, meow. Yeah, I guess.
Right,
Also,
meow.
thank you, Chriso, for subscribing. And no worries, Rock. I hope you have food before you actually go to bed and not just make events.
Don't starve. Starving is unhealthy.
You heard it here first. Rocky, you have to do it.
Wisdom.
Peach said so.
Oh, wisdom from Peach. Yeah.
Tyrande
gets
banned out
banned.
again.
Oh, wow.
I guess there is
not
just
know
a very good Tyrande play on Counterpick Stupid, just because it isn't quite as strong here as Battlefield of Eternity, but it is still looking to be a priority ban.
Chriso seems really optimistic tonight. I'm excited to
I
watch
like
the
I
watch
like
the
how Chris
games.
is optimistic.
Yeah.
They decided
Imperius.
no Imperius, which honestly,
thanks.
after the last map, understandable. And this is another map where you can go that double front line, just because it is such a big map, and you can go, yeah, you know what? Let's spread it out. We can get a decent amount of push, but if we get something such as give me that scouting info. But if we get something such as the you're getting
Heard
it
the man.
again. Dahak is available. Venus goes back on the Li Ming, fair enough. And there's the Dahaka that Peach did not want to see.
I said when I'm playing this map, I don't want to see it.
Oh, okay. You could be the Dahaka
if
that
I
you
was
don't want to see.
I would be a Dehaka that I never want to see on my own screen when I play.
Oh
a game
no.
because I am terrible at that, and I don't want to lose any points.
What would you say is like your most uncomfortable role? And is it tank?
Oh my. It would be actually offlaner.
Really?
I think. It's just because offlaners' brains need to work completely different way because you gotta soak, you got lanes to cover, you gotta watch the minimap all the time. It's such an amount of awareness that you're gonna bring in each game, and I think it's actually an art. And Kian proved this point to me many times, although we barely had any like deep conversations about it. Although we do have some deep conversations from time to time, but just by the way he was playing and his communication and any other offlane people who are used to play with before, just the way they communicate and look at the game is completely different. They look at they're playing their own minigame in the game.
Speaking of the game, we have just finished the draft. So what I'll do is I'll hit that opening and we'll catch you in the game. See you soon. I've clicked the wrong button. Okay, it's just not. That just didn't take 30 seconds. The video was shorter than the whole load screen. I started after it started.
We blame the video.
I
Yeah.
blame video. Right. Peach, introduce to us CCS.
All right. On the left side, we can see Witsend on Anduin and Valkmer, on Joanna, Osprey on Lunara, Madadi on Sylvanas one more time, and Zephy on Sonya.
And on the right hand side, we do see Venus back on that Li Ming Aaron, and also back on the Muradin. But that's where that's about all the same, because we see Tiger on Vala, Rakim on the Rhaegar, and Imtano on the Dahaka. And we do see Sylvanas Cheese coming out from the start. Because why not?
I mean, Sylvanas, duh.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, you really expect it. If there's a Sylvanas on the map, I usually just go to the side lanes and guess. Aaron down early, hits a nice hammer on Osprey, but they are a little bit alone, taking decent amount of damage. But similarly, there's a little bit of damage that went into Velkoma, but they did have their Iron Skin up, and ultimately fine.
I think the vision provided by Lunara will be really useful on this map.
Yep, especially into a Muradin who just likes jumping places. It makes it a little bit easier to not just perish for no reason. But looking at what we have in terms of drafts, Peach, is there anything that you're kind of favoring coming into this? Apart from ignoring that CM is one of the teams. Whose draft do you like here?
I see, like, you know, in from the perspective of placing your buttons on your screen, and from the like combo vombo perspective, I see a couple combinations, really dangerous combinations that can come out from the side of CCS. So I would say maybe they would be slightly better in fighting. I'm not sure if it's gonna be an early game though, but we'll see. Again, macro-wise, I believe CM Break definitely can take camps faster. Am I wrong?
It's actually pretty close. It depends on what level 4s can't Counterpick Stupid go, as they can get some very good force to help with camps in the meantime. And Aaron and Venus has actually been left alone to deal with bottom into that Knight camp, the Bruiser camp. And the spell armor given by that little boy in the middle with that big circle around him, he does pretty well at helping reduce what Venus can do in this situation. Aaron takes a lot of damage for not much reason there.
Oh, Aaron still might be in danger. Oh.
No, ultimately they are fine, and Venus and Aaron are not doing very well to defend here, but ultimately it's also a little bit harder for Zephy to deal with Emtino in that camp, but Emtino is forced out eventually.
Aaron is, missed the stun.
And takes a little bit of damage. Also, welcome Anaressa, I hope you're doing well.
Hi Anaressa, hi girl.
But right, we do have forwards through for both teams. There is that Nature's culling on Lunara, so the camp clear is getting very... I have a hiccup. The camp clear is getting very good now, as well as their ability to clear the plant terrors when they are summoned, when those 3 out of 3 seeds come through. Other things to note is Anduin went Piercing Light, something that most people don't end up completing. But we do also have Subdue Joanna. And that's kind of a quest for the side of Can't Counterpick Stupid. And we do see a nice stun by Aaron. Witsend is the one in trouble. Tiger just hitting him the whole time. He did go W build, so he's not quite that single target. But Tiger is the one low, will go down. Lunara is poisoned just a little bit too much. And CM Daybreak's actually forced out here.
Let's see if they can... Oh, nice peels for everybody. There was a nice stun by Moradin. There was nice orbs again. Orbs are not only the source of huge damage, but also a nice zoning tool.
Oh, if I see an orb, I am going to try avoid that as much as possible. I don't care if I'm a tank or like a bruiser. I don't care if I have a health pool just to eat it. I don't want to get hit by it. I am dodging it and letting the healer behind me get hit. Peach is like, of course you would.
I just like the most loudest sigh you could possibly.
Oh yeah, no, that definitely picked up on the microphone. I heard it. That's why I'm like, Peach is very disappointed in what I just said.
No, I was wondering if there's any specific strat that I'm not aware of, or why both teams did not pick up that middle camp, that siege. Though both teams did not pick their siege camps before the first objective, and I'm like, is there something that I do not know?
I think that's maybe something I don't know, but we're going to get an aggressive invade here by the team of Can't Counterpick Stupid. They are not wanting to take anything like that last map. And we can see that Velkoma on that Joe is able to bully things. We see Tongue finding Anduin. Witsend, however, cannot pull themselves. And that is a little bit too much damage onto the Anduin. It's always sad when you're there as Anduin, you're like, right, I could pull someone out if you get CC, like, hooked or tongued, and then you're the one who gets hit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Under's nightmare, usually.
Aggressive roll by Tiger.
Well in, but that's how Tiger plays. Tiger is a tiger, what can I say?
He's ready to leap on someone at any notice.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we're going with the joke, right? Oh, Oh, actually, Lunara was sieging bottom. Tiger versus Osprey. How's it going to go? Madafi is going to make it so Tiger basically needs to die for this at this point because they're going to die either way. They do get Lunara because they were able to get out of Madafi's range. And that is very unfortunate if you are Lunara that your friend didn't quite get there to hold your hand in time and you did go down. I imagine we're going to see that black arrows are up, so that may just be this fort going over the Counterpick Stupid relatively easily, in fact. Witsend is here to help, but actually, no, it does stay up. As Aaron comes around the corner to save that building, which very important that this stays up for this objective, as it is that well close by that you need to just get that little extra sustain.
We have level 10s on the side of CCS, and Anduin did not pick his... There's
self. So
I think, call me crazy, but hear me out. I think Witsend, too early. I think Witsend is waiting for somebody on the side of CM Daybreak to pick theirs. So
it may have been waiting for Weenus, because Weenus didn't go Repulsion, they went Laser Beam. Oh, nice Blessed Shield, but Tiger is Beyblading underneath it all. That not Rain of Vengeance, that one's Strafe. Strafe does very good AoE damage. It doesn't quite do the single target that you want most of the time, but in those situations it can get a lot done. And that's a second seed going to CM Daybreak. Oh, no. Oh, Valkymer barely didn't interrupt it in time.
That was a nice try. But, guys, I'm a bit concerned about Anduin. Are they okay? That level 10.
Are you here?
Anduin.
This is ground control to the Boy King. You've got to pick your heroic.
Sometimes it makes me feel even more stupid.
There we go. It is Self in the end.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. Li Ming didn't pick Repulsion, so it is... Sorry, Wave of Force, it's called at 10.
Yeah.
So it does make it a bit better in that regard. We do have... Vala also didn't go Rain of Vengeance either. She went Strafe, so she can't stop it. So what would have been potentially what would have potentially been 4 characters that can interrupt is only 2. And that makes it much better.
I see 2 interrupts, yeah.
Isolation, Tongue, Hammer. 3 interrupts total.
Oh yeah, forgot about that one.
Actually, it depends what the M's don't go at for.
Really? Oh, a bit too late.
Just outside of it as well. That's very unfortunate, but we did at least get a full heal. Aaron goes for another stun. There is Ancestral. Ultimately, they will be fine. And that has been...
That's the tongue.
The best deer is gone. The Hoppy deer is dead. But yep, that is the power of just a good little bit of CC. And just unfortunate positioning by... Oh, they are just going straight to building. They have ignored the gate. I guess you can, because the Plant Terror does put up that flower that lets you just walk at building. I'm just learning. I'm going to make notes for myself. Go, this is what I want to do in like, competitive games from now on.
I mean, it was just convenient for them. Think about it, because they were fighting literally like slightly south from there, right? So where you want to go?
Also think of it this way. If someone was held high to defend, and suddenly you have 4 members coming out one way, the other way with a Plant Terror, that's not something you can easily escape.
True.
And they are just deciding to push a single lane, forcing Osprey to maybe consider where they're standing as the Haka is slowly waddling at them. Nice stuns coming out.
Nice shield by Joanna right there. Oh,
no, Joanna didn't use shield. It's just the glare by the looks of things.
Oh, well, that D-Talon. I'm not a tank player.
Neither am I. I hate playing tank.
You cast more. It's part of your job to know the skills better than me.
Technically, my job is something else, but yes, I should technically know what each of the abilities are and what they do. And I don't remember what they're called half the time. That one, especially when it's like something I really don't know how to play. Like, let's open this. I don't know what Li Ming's 7 is called, because I'm just too used to seeing Calamity. It's apparently called Zay's Vengeance. I didn't know that. That's not really something I know.
Moment of wisdom.
Moment of wisdom from Lime. What the hell are people's talents called? Leap from Mirrodin coming out does get that Skullcracker, does get the hammer. Valkymer taking a lot of damage, pulled out by Witsend. All while Tiger and Venus were taking a decent amount of damage underneath from Madafi and Osprey. Oh, Aaron's going in once again. Does get a nice hammer, but does back out. And we're just getting that general gameplay loop of Aaron just jumping in, hammer, run away if it didn't work out.
I mean, it's a good thing if you can run away if it didn't work out, but playing against Joe and such a huge amount of blow up again, because to be honest with you, Selena's and Lunara together is no joke.
Oh, it's a lot of damage.
Yeah, so if you get lucky to get away, good for you. But
yeah, if you're not poisoned, Ernest.
Aaron might, one time Aaron might not find this chance. We'll find out. We'll see.
I do have to say that 16s are actually first for Counterpick Stupid. Despite them being in what seemed to be a rougher situation for a little bit, they are ahead in terms of that experience soak. So it's actually still all to play for. They're ahead of structure as well is probably another important thing to note. They do still have bottom force up when the other team of CM Daybreak doesn't. And Aaron now is in an awkward position. Velcoma slowed down. If we see... I thought we would have seen shield there because that may have been a very in trouble Aaron if that was the case. But no shield. We do see Aaron jumps out. Ultimately is fine. And now both teams have their 16s.
Aaron sees the opponent's team. All camps are taken. It's just a matter of clearing the lanes, and both teams have found their 16s. So it's just a matter of positioning now. Again, lots of bushes. Wink, wink.
Emtino doesn't find a tongue that time. Leap comes out. Emtino was under the ground. However, Aaron was not. But that is a Ancestral coming out almost immediately, which is good because Aaron basically went down to a third health by the time that went off. Any longer, and that may have been a dead Meriden. But no, they saw the Ancestral... Can't Counterpick Stupid, sorry. Saw the Ancestral and decided not to fully commit to it. Nice tongue by Emtino. Blessed Shield, however, keeping them alive. And that is a big splash damage by Osprey. And that is Rhaegar going down first while the Salvation is uninterrupted by Wit's End. Aaron barely... Nope, will go down to poison the end. And that is what you want to see. If you're a CCS fan, you needed that fight.
Oh yeah, oh my god, that AoE poison damage, it would be a nightmare, especially if you're a healer player. How do I heal all that? And that's exactly what I said, because I've noticed that Aaron is a type of Moradin who would wait until almost the last second to bait all the possible buttons out and then jump out.
That's what it seems like, yes.
Sometimes it's really difficult to calculate all that because this poison can really affect you.
That
really,
burst
really,
build,
really bad.
That burst build really is no joke. In these tight corridors that CM Daybreak has been fighting in, that is where Lunara is actually shining a lot because she gets 3 stacks on these heroes quite consistently, and then with that Q going off, doing 150, 75, 150. Actually, no, it's 1 speed. Never mind, I'm dumb.
I like that high-pitched voice of yours. Can you do this one more time?
I can't do it any higher without screeching. But yeah, that's how, at least part way up how high I can go. It's not all the way, but it is high enough for this. But we do have seed coming up. This will be the 3rd seed for Counterpick Stupid if they get it. So CM Daybreak needs to fight. Nice sleep by Sonya. Madafi will be just channeling underneath. Venus does stop in the end, but Zephy's gone very deep. There is that Salvation uninterrupted once again. And because there's no interrupt, that was a full value. No one died. And once again, Rhaegar dies during that self. We do see Aaron Ving going down. And this will be a rough spot for CM Daybreak, let's say, as they now have Plant Terrors directly on top of 2 of their free keeps. And they now have to figure out how they want to hold this.
Yeah. Oh, nice tongue. Would that be a follow-up? Would that be enough?
No. Tiger is not quite enough. Tiger isn't that full kind of single target build. They went into the W build. They're already at 54 stacks, I should mention. But still, that's just a little bit too much health on Zephy to get through it, really. And Wit's End has been very on top of it this game. But both members of CM Daybreak's coming up now, so that's going to be... Probably they're going to be able to defend this. I don't think we're going to get end here unless someone goes down now. But it looks like we're getting a very safe play from CCS How
Not
safe
gonna
is...
rush.
Never mind, Velcom is going in. There's sleep. Ariat, Crater coming out. That is 2 quick kills as we're both trapped. We'd see Blinded by the Light pop by Joanna as well. Aaron getting relatively low. They will not go down to get to the core in time, but that is exactly the engage that CCS needed. That core is dropping, and I don't think that CM Daybreak can defend against this, and that is 0%. We are going to a map number 3. GG score by both sides. Well played.
Oh my goodness.
Just like that, it swapped around.
Whoa.
Right, I need to go do something very quickly, so sorry to abandon you, Peach, but please talk about what happened to that game and the stat screen.
Okay. Hi guys. All right, let's take a look at that really quickly. First thing that I always look at is the healing, and I apologize for that, but I'm a healer main, so huge healing coming out on the side of CCS, Anduin. With that salvation, many people think that salvation is a really brave thing to do, but to be honest with you, just look what can counter it, and look at all the interrupts, and you'll be fine. Johanna has no death at all. Same as Leming on the side of CM Daybreak. Looking at the damage wise, we'll see lots of siege damage coming up from Zephy and lots of soak. That's what I love to see when you're talking about offlaners. We also have some siege damage from Dehaka, and also I think Dehaka has majority. Yep, most of the soak comes from Dehaka right there. Self-healing from Muradin is quite impressive, I think. Maybe I do not understand something, but who knows? Who knows? Let me see if I can do anything here. I think majority of the time we either saw a little difference between levels, but I think level 10 is what counts the most.
Yeah, that is a very good point, and we did see that Counterpick Stupid did get it a little bit earlier that game than CM Daybreak, and it did end up coming down to it. And as Anna said, Wits did very good that game. It was a very good implementation of Salvation.
Yeah, well, if you just think about healing wise, just like if you count down the salvation and oh my god, I'm having a brain fart. That's ancestral. I think if you count these down, technically, Anduin heals slightly more, just by the way his healing works and everything. I think Rhaegar was a great choice into Lunara, because again, with Lunara spreading poison damage, it would be quite difficult to be a healer who, has a point-click heal. So the spreading heal against spreading poison, kind of a huge deal. I think it was great. Oh look, I can see that both teams have matching portraits now. That's so cool. Although you guys cannot see it on stream. Haha.
No. One team is all of maize, the other is a
Maze
green thing. Don't know what it is, but it's green. They're asking if we're
Green
ready,
and
and I
looks
forgot to say
terrifying.
casters are ready. But we are to Infernal Shrines. I know my history on it. I don't like Infernal Shrines because I cast it literally every match so far. How do you feel about Infernal Shrines, Peach?
I think, again, a map where you can do so much and so many camps, and you can position yourself and play it in so many different ways. Camp-wise, soak-wise, objective-wise. And it's really important to follow up on that big John Cena of yours, guys, let me tell you. You just need to wait. Many people, not in NGS specifically, but like when you just generally play CLs, I found that many people would just go in before him for some reason. Just wait for the thing to jump and follow up with all the buttons that you have on your keyboard.
Yeah, pretty much. That is
Push
all you
face
really
against it, I don't know.
need to do is wait, be patient, let it do its thing.
What do you think about bans?
I think we're going to see the
What do you
same thing.
expect?
Hogger is definitely gone this map. There is no two questions about it. Hogger is one of those ones where he could just spin on the objective forever, but it looks like we're going to have Garrosh banned once again. I wonder if
about
we
this
get
Garage.
Li Ming banned. I don't know if Li Ming is as good on this objective as recently, so I think Venus may switch it up this map.
Objective-wise, no. I'm expecting maybe Sylvanas again. Maybe KT. I don't know if actually any team plays KT. Imperius goes as a first ban.
KT is in
Goodbye,
Kale.
Imperius. We don't want to see those. Yeah. KTT would be too spicy for tonight, don't
Look,
you think?
The series I casted before had KTC banned 3 maps in a row, so I don't know.
What?
One of the players I know just plays a lot of KTC and Alarak, so those are always banned out throughout the series. Fun fact.
Well.
I was very disappointed to not get to see him once, but we do see Hogger was also banned out here, which, it's a good map for Hogger, may as well get rid of it.
I don't know if anybody plays Asmo there, but that would be another...
I wish we'd see something like Asmo just prop up every now and again.
Yeah.
Just run it down, Asmo.
I mean, imagine like whole team goes down to an objective, you just run in completely opposite lane and you just backdoor Asmo.
That'd be hilarious, but no. We're actually going to see Aaron moving off of Muradin for the first time this series, as we see Joanna picked up. But Muradin is a little bit harder to play on this map as the objective eats your hammers. It's just the unfortunate way about how this objective works.
Yeah, I would say maybe best tanks here would be Joanna, maybe Blaze. Oh, Sylvanas is here. And Ivy is back on Sonya.
So very similar picks to last time for Counterpick Stupid. Both of these were already picked up.
I like how both teams do not give up after their losses, and they just keep pushing for sometimes same heroes, sometimes no, but they're giving their heroes another chance, and I really like that.
Reckon picks up Anduin.
Would that be potential light bomb combo? And that the Haga is back.
I would love to see light bomb falling sword, but it's not needed. Blessed Shield often is still the pick, just because it does let you blow up the front line that little bit easier than the falling sword, let's say, because it is just a quick instant, like a stun.
Okay, Vale is still open.
Ban phase. Well, we're into the third bans now, so I don't know if she will stay open. Is the question. Li Ming, what? Venus, you're gonna have to play something else today. Sorry to tell you.
Oh man. If I were CM Daybreak, I would ban Stukov there because Stukov and Sonya jump. Let me tell you. Wow.
That's a bit, again. You talked about the combo potential last time, which we did end up seeing. It already leaning back into that same combo potential of Sonya Leap and follow up Sylvanas Wailing Arrow. That is something that can be very scary in a lot of situations.
We already saw that, and they already showed these two heroes, so I'm excited to see where else is going to get picked up. What do you think tank-wise?
That is a good question. Do we go back to the variant, or do we have like a Nubarak? Stitches.
Stitches.
Oh, Stitches want to play. I do like that they're going back to the Lunara Sylvanas, considering how well it worked last map as well, I'd like to mention.
Well, the only thing that I can see they can work out for CCS now, with Stitches... Don't throw tomatoes at me. Malfurion. Oh, here's Katie.
Kira! Okay.
Oh, this is about to get spicy!
Oh, I love when melee assassins are picked. You don't see them very often in NGS, but it's usually an interesting time when they are.
I don't know, it's quite brave considering that they have Sylvanas and Lunara, to be honest with you, I hope. This is what I was talking about. Let's see how Anduin will be able to handle those heals against Lunara spreading poison. Who will be? Tyrande?
There it is. Yep, so hook, follow up, Tyrande stun. Caledon said Malf right as it happens, so that's unfortunate. Caledon. But right. Kira doesn't have...
Caledon knows what's up, because I said exactly the same thing. Furion is secured kill for surely, right? Because comparing to Tyrant, I'm not saying that Tyrant is worse. Don't get me wrong, guys.
It's a little bit tighter what you can do with it. But
Or
right,
difficult to place. Yeah.
I'm gonna run that opening. Hopefully, it's correct time this time. We'll find out. One click opening, and we'll see how that goes. Catch you on the other side. You know what? That's the best we've gone today. I'm going to take it. Right, I will introduce to us kind of stupid. I've gone to the wrong screen. I nearly had it right. I just went to the wrong scene. I'll introduce Counterpick Stupid for the final map. We do have Zephy on the Sonya, Wits End on that Tyrande, Valkymer on the Stitches. I nearly called it ETC for some reason. Osprey on the Hoppy Deer, Best Deer, Lunara, and Madafi is on the Sylvanas. And CM Daybreak?
On the right side, we have Rackham on Undin, Antinoth once again on Dehaka. Winners is playing Kel'Thas this time. We also have Tiger on Kira and Aaron on Johanna. Kel'Thas coming out.
I believe you.
Wood.
Kel'Thas, I do believe you. But right, actually Sylvanas not going for the cheese for start with for once. Fair, just at the... just in the gate, just hiding. And we can see that... there's a little bit of discomfort here for CM Daybreak. They're not quite sure what's happening, but no, things are showing now, and they are just going to get into it. Won't CCS struggle with picks since Lunara is dot? Potentially, yes, but we did also see it went very well for them last map. So it'll be very interesting how it goes. Valkymer is now a little bit alone. Tiger going in. We do see Valkymer taking damage. Does the swing come out? No, but Valkymer did take a lot.
Oh.
Venus, however, taking a little bit more. Nope, Rackham had that trust issues button. Venus barely being able to live and will survive. Osprey being kicked by Tiger, and Tiger ultimately being fine.
Oh my. So many people got low already. But they have no idea about the Valkymer. Well, now they know that Valkymer was there, but...
Valkymer just walked on out.
Interesting, but it was interesting positioning. Hook finds nobody.
I have to say, I do like the Kira. Because there's such low CC on the map. Like, really, there's Hook. There is Wailing Arrow later. There's Tyrande stun. That's really it. You can get away with a lot with Kira if there isn't the CC to stop you doing anything.
I think Kira peels very well, too.
Oh. Provided Tiger hits those E's, that would make it go much better, but you can't hit everything, and Lunara is one of those harder ones to hit because of how weird her walk pattern is compared to the rest of the roster that is Heroes of the Storm.
You're like, that's how the game works.
That is how the game works. Lunara bounces around, it's hard to deal with. Oh, that hit Madafi. Madafi being forced out a little, but isn't quite found. Osprey in an awkward position, but Venus getting low, well, to a half as well. Aaron coming a little bit late to the party, but ultimately everyone will be fine. In terms of questing talents, I'll mention now, we do have Valkymer stacking those globes, so we'll get healthy as time goes along. That's it for kind of stupid. Also, Wits End getting dove by Tiger. So we do see our build by Wits End. On the other side, we do see that enhanced agility to Haka, as well as globes that mana shield Kael'thas. And rounding it out in terms of quests for now is Subdue Johanna. I wonder if it'll be completed this game. I do like this bottom neutral take.
I mean, it's really handy as if you think about it. They clear this and they get like extra wave right here to let this camp in. It seems like they're even gonna push in with this.
You got black arrows, you may as well.
Yeah, they're making other team choose and play their game. Here comes Johanna bravely into the whole team because that's what Johanna does.
Venus also just thought about going bravely into the team, then realized he doesn't quite have the survivability that Johanna does and goes around the long way. Venus is a brave boy.
Yes,
Whenever I see Venus do the big flame strikes, I keep going to check if he's doing conviction or not. Nice hook onto Aaron. Nice stuff by Velkoma, but nothing down for him. Rackham has now come down as well, holding his sword out in front of him at all times. I love that bug. We just constantly have
Kira stays on objective and just gets it. Will she get it on time?
She will. She does have a few escapes as well. We see
boy.
Tiger is now the one in danger.
Boy.
Does get a nice swing off of things and pulls themselves out of the E. But however, there is that hook. The stun, however, didn't find anything. Tiger gets to live. Frozen Punisher now for the side of CM Daybreak. And this is just basically a big Sylvanas.
He's just sitting there yelling, Worth! Worth!
Worth! Got it! Yes,
I
let's
mean-
go! Jump coming out from... Is that a dead pixel on my screen? No. Jump coming out from the... I just looked at it. I saw like a dot. I'm like, no, that's fine. It's just something else. We do see that Punisher is going to be hitting that building. The freeze effect from it, so good. Just that little Sylvanas, basically black arrows coming out every few seconds. And we can see that front gate was found, and that does kind of even up what Can't Counterpick Stupid were able to do bottom. That is what CM Daybreak kind of needed to break even on that trade.
Did you expect them actually to take that fort or no?
Not really.
think.
It's not
They possibly
often... If they found a pick, yes. But it's not very often that the first Punisher can get through that fort. However, the Frozen Punisher is the one that lets you get the pick the easiest, because you can get a little bit deeper as the buildings are turned off. Just unfortunately for CM Daybreak, none of the buildings weren't fully turned off for them.
It seems like the Hawk and Kira switching between each other from time to time, just for soak and for everything.
I do like that they do that. It does make it a little bit easier for both. It does mean the Sonya has to keep on their toes a little bit more, but once again, we see Counterpick Stupid are sieging this bottom building, and Tiger has now rejoined their team.
They're both just desperate for that level 10.
And they're
Both
getting
teams
closer and closer.
They're really equal.
Right, we are getting back into it. 10's now online for the side of CM Daybreak. We have Light Bomb, so no salvation this time, sorry to say. We have Isolation Dahaka, Pyroblast on the Galfus. Final strike
Interesting.
on the Kira. I'm not used to saying her name because I do not see her often. And Blessed Shield Joanna. On the other side, we do have Gorge Stitches. I love Gorge. It's such a fun ability. But Starfall on the Tyrande. Leaping Strikes, Wailing Arrow, and that leap to round it out from Sonya. And now we see Velkoma getting pretty aggressive with his hooks, throwing out a lot of hooks, seeing if they can get someone that's within that gate range to really see if they can get the kill on them. And we're back to sieging bottom.
So great. Yeah, I think they're actually gonna take. Oh, actually, I don't know. The team response is pretty fast. I was going to say that having Tyrande and Stitches is pretty cool for Stitches. Really beneficial because he will need to see where to hook people.
Oh my gosh, that was such a lot of CC onto Velkoma, but with the healing coming out from Tyrande, that did a lot of that did a lot of healing. That ult giving so much cooldown meant that a lot of the team of Can't Counterpick Stupid could live. However, Pyroblast sealed the deal, and that's a Pyroblast kill.
You were sounding kind of quite surprised when you saw Pyroblast. Is there any specific reason why?
Phoenix is very good at controlling the objective in this map. Phoenix is a very good tool to basically stop you from doing much. Also, that was a kick straight into Rackham's chastise, and that is a dead Tyrande.
Oh.
Oh, bottom fort went down. That will be the first building of the game, and we're 8 minutes in.
Oh wow.
Oh, Aaron has found the team.
Those bush. Oh,
Kira's found.
Tiger got hooked.
And saying that, Tiger's probably one of the better ones to get hooked, as they do have their means to get out. However, that is Aaron going down. Just a little bit too much damage. They extended Tiger's lifespan, but it didn't quite save him forever. Osprey with the living bomb on them will go down. And that is a 2-for-1 in favor of Can't Counterpick Stupid, but by no means is it a sold game.
We're so close. Oh no.
I don't think there's any pull up for Rackham. There's nothing available.
Seems like no.
And this is a good spot, actually, for Can't Counterpick Stupid to get the objective. Bottom fort's down. It's going to be going to the keep gate. This is not what you want to see if you are CM Daybreak. I went to say After Dark again.
Well, indeed. Will they take another camp with it? That would be even bigger nightmare. But it seems like they decided to just play it cool and just play it with an objective. And yes, you're absolutely right. It will be quite dangerous to just let the Punisher just walk towards the bottom lane. There's no forward to defend. And they did take that camp.
They found a Joanna.
What a hook!
There's the Iron Skin, though, as well. We do see that long extended hook came in at 13. But yeah, we are in a very good spot for Can't Counterpick Stupid now. Yeah, the first map seemed very rough with them, but this very much, the second and third map seeming a lot more in their favor. Hopefully I didn't just cast a curse vet, but Rackham has been forced out to go around the long way. Jumping over the gate, we do have that Punisher still outside the tower range, keep range, the fort range, whatever it's called. And only now will it just get shot by an Aaron. Very aggressive compared to the rest of his team.
CCS might wait for another hook. Or for... Oh!
Nope, there's a Pyroblast. And the spell armor running out Osprey now. Osprey knows what is coming. It is their death. And they have barely any health. That looks like it was 6 health at most. But we can see that it will be Aaron going down first. We can see the turnaround. Imtano burrowed under things. There's the isolation on Sylvanas. Sylvanas getting taken out by Tiger. Tiger is that auto attack build, so it does a lot of damage. Able to do so. And when finding the kill with W, but stun onto Imtano. Spear from Zephy. But that is now an interesting spot if you're them. And Zephy will go down.
Oh my. So many turns just happened in front of my eyes. But that Lunara who survived like with 10 HP and that Gorge and that Engage on the side of CM Daybreak all of a sudden just turned into their favor. Wow. Mind-blowing. Sonya did an amazing leap right there, I need to say. That was beautiful. It was a peel, it was damage, it was everything they needed, but just apparently not enough, unfortunately.
Sometimes it does happen, though. Sometimes you can do the right thing and it's not enough.
Yeah.
And that is very much what CM Daybreak really needed to get back in the rhythm of things. They had been struggling for a little bit for this game for a while now. So that one leap there, that one little fight there, that one kill that turned into 3 kills all of a sudden was exactly what was needed. Aaron looking to get aggressive again. If I've noticed anything about Aaron, he likes walking at people.
Yeah, he would just walk straight into the bush and be like, well, I'm Joanna. Cannot do much about it. Oh, I got hooked. Yep.
Oh, dodges the hook that time.
Yep.
Which, I do like Valkymet is going for these cheeky hooks. They are going for these ones. I think they just saw them,
yeah. Is the Gorge available? Gorge is available.
Gorge is available. Hook is back up in roughly a few seconds. Yep, there it is. But Aaron does get around at that time and takes it out. Meanwhile, Osprey and Co. have rejoined the fray. And we do see Aaron, Venus, and Rackham being forced out. Oh, Tiger gets hit by an owl. And we can see the immediate turn on to her. As I say, yep, the owl hit her, and that was all she wrote for Rackham. Not Rackham. I can't remember all of a sudden. But nope, we do have a fight coming out as Rackham is going to go down there. Valkymer did gorge Venus. Venus now stuck between a rock and a hard place. Gets a nice double stun. But I don't know if that will be enough. Spear falls short. Owl does not. And Venus goes down.
It was nice, beautiful damage with all this spreading fire, though. That's what That's why I like KT on this map, because you can do so much with this spreading fire. It's insane. You can put them on, you know, the heroes. You can put them on the minions, on objective minions too. It's just so much that you can do. But KT is squishy. He do be like this. So.
Yeah, it does happen. I have to say that's very unfortunate that the owl did hit Tiger there. Because you could see, as soon as the owl hit Tiger, there was an immediate turnaround by the rest of CCS going, oh, actually, they're out of position, Tiger dies. And Tiger did indeed die. That was a very quick death. No, Tongue didn't quite find its target.
What I love to see in a GS is that people do not bother to press a big button against one person. You know, they won't save up to, like, for a big clump of people or something. They would, you know, they would use this opportunity. They would go ahead and do it.
Like that big button?
Yep.
Oh, nice burrow by the Haka. However, Leap
And
following
that
up. Imtino gets to live. That's a great booming kick by Tiger. That's a lot of people getting really low all of a sudden. The final strike finds Madafi. The light bomb actually on target as a hook in. Speaking about hook, there's a hook on Aaron.
one.
There's no Gorge this time, and
And-
Rackham is double pull. Osprey jumping in. Didn't actually have another charge of leaping strikes, so will go down.
Oh, I bet they got so excited at first that they just overstayed a little bit, unfortunately.
There is a general theme with Stitch's play where Stitches will get the hook Gorge, and then there is a propensity to group once that has happened. And we can see it did kind of happen there. All 4 members were in quite close for the kill onto... Oh, Venus. Nearly got hooked there, but no, all the players were quite close to Imtino to see if they can get the kill there, and you can just see how that turned around quite quickly. Also, thank you, Piggy Lover, for following.
Let's see. The CCS just needs to regroup right now. Just defend, defend on the. Defend the. I was going to say
Keep?
their home. Yeah, I was going to say their. I wanted to say the house for some reason.
Technically, it's correct.
Defend the
It is
gate.
their home.
Defend the
Oh,
gate.
there's the jump onto Velcomer. Tiger goes in over the wall. Don't know if that was always a nice choice, but we do see a good stun onto...
What a
That's
tongue!
a good tongue. Velcomer goes down. We see the final strike coming through for Tiger, but I guess they were just more pushing it to make sure that things would go down. There's the tongue. Leap coming out. Actually leapt out of Flame Pyroblast range, so it didn't even cast in time. So that was on a short cooldown. Venus will have it back in a moment. And that's a good defensive leap there for Zephyr, getting out of dodge in time. And that building is barely going to hold on, isn't it? Yep.
Oh, just a little bit, but they will come back for it.
Oh, they may have sold out to do so, because we do see Joe's down, Tiger goes down as well. And Imtino, Rackham, and Venus all having to back out. Rackham in a spot of bother now, being slowed constantly by Osprey. Does throughout the W, they
That
will
movement
get
speed
that
from
movement speed.
W.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God that
Love to
W hit
see
them
it.
when they did. Rackham.
Not
nope.
enough. He
Wait.
cancelled it.
Yeah, I don't think
Oh,
Pyro
no.
would have killed there. Venus now the one in danger.
Wit will find that stun. Nope.
I think I understand why Wit's Tyrande has been banned both games now. Wit's is doing incredibly well on this Tyrande.
Their healing stats are really similar with Undoing.
Oh my gosh. I wish I could play Tyrande well. It's one of those ones where it's a little bit more
Same.
difficult when you're getting onto higher ping because you can die a lot easier. That's my excuse
I
at least.
agree.
I could just be bad.
Hey, I'm finding no excuses. I'm just saying that I'm terrible. I move on.
Oh.
And then when I feel that I can be good again, I come back, I pick this hero, practice again, and repeat, repeat, repeat. That's what I do.
Hook didn't quite find anything this time. All the while, we do see Sephi has been pushing bot. And there is just that quick rotate to see if we can deal with it. But then as soon as they're down there, we can see that the side of Counterpick Stupid are immediately wanting to push in.
This is still 5 versus 4. KT would be up in a second, but will they use this opportunity? Or they just back off
It looks like
safely?
they're just backing off. They're going to play safely. I imagine they're going to be a bit patient for the next objective, as both teams have their storm talents now.
Or I don't know. Oh, they're coming for their top camp, and CCS is fully aware that TM is currently at the top camp. Here comes the owl to double check. They're gonna go for siege, huh? They're gonna try to push bottom lane.
I
But
do like
give
that
them
choice.
enough time.
How do you feel about Varian's legacy on Anduin? Oh, never mind. We'll talk about that later. As Gorge
Talk
has
about-
come
yeah.
out onto
Yes, Kira.
Tiger. Kira
Yes,
does
Kira.
fin. The leap doesn't find anything. It
What is
actually
going
traps both Lunara and Zephy in there, and that is now a problem as there is a very split fight. Tiger's going to go down here, but actually all members of CCS get out. Osprey, who I thought was going to be the one who went down, is going to live. Master Hooker coming up from the Stitches, keeping them unkillable at the end of that as well, just in case.
The Haka wants blood. I mean, or essence.
Essence for the Essence
Or
God.
both. Or both, yeah.
And that fight was just before objective. No care on this could be very dangerous
Kept
for
pushing
CM
top,
Daybreak.
but I don't think it's gonna be a huge big of a deal since Sonya's getting care of that.
I saw her keep going up for a brief moment. I'm like, is she going to take care of it? But no, she did turn to the left eventually to hit that building. Shield miss was big. That is true. Shield did not quite find purchase, and that did very much help the team. All right, we are going to be pushing on to objective. I can close this now. And we do see that CM Daybreak is just playing safe. They're just defending bottom instead. They're making sure bottom doesn't go down easily. All while Valkymet Madafi pushing in top. And we can see that is dropping. But no, we see they're going to go back to playing safe. They're just going to do objective. Tahaka is bottom, but so I imagine he'll burrow up in just a few moments. But saying that, it needs to be now.
Oh.
Yep, there it is. As we're already at basically 30 for Counterpick. Yep, they have to. That is a very dangerous place you want to be. And there is the leap coming out. It actually, leap meant that Tahaka didn't get hit by it. Light bomb coming out. That is a very low Sylvanas in the backline. Isolation came out. Zephy low. That is, however, Valkymer going down first. Meanwhile, Osprey has been poking underneath the whole time. Rackham is in trouble. Weenus popped that mana shield. And Aaron also just getting aggressive once again.
Oh, you gotta watch that Lunara. That Lunara will find her angles. She will.
But now we're in a position that Counterpick Stupid only needs 6 of these minions. But they don't really want to step in without Valk. It's looking like they're really playing really conservative. They're thinking when is the best time to go through. And we just see Aaron wrapping around this front rock, just making sure no one can actually step in. We can see now that the gap is already closed on the minions, as now the team is finally stepping up.
He said, okay, we're just going to go around Joanna then.
Oh, no. That is a lot of CC onto the Sylvanas. It's Sylvanas down. And the final strike finds Sylvanas. And Tiger is the reset, so they went for the second one just to see if they get any more damage. And that is exactly what you needed if you're CM Daybreak. It has been rough up until this point, and that balances things out a lot. And we see Emsano is backing up to deal with wave pressure and camp pressure mid.
Oh, I agree. Again, these chokes are really dangerous when you play against
Kira.
Kiltazad or Kira.
Or even the Leap Sonya. It is interesting to see Ariat Crater. You do not see it often.
Oh,
Aaron is pulled. Aaron is gorged.
Oh, they need to break the wall. They need to break the wall. Yes, they did.
Yep, they do immediately. And we do see Aaron pops the Iron Skin.
Oh,
Valkymer hooks slightly early. And that is, again, a lot of CC coming out onto Valkymer. Valkymer pops 1E in the middle. Pyroblast, I don't think that one's survivable. Yeah. And no, they die before Pyroblast can find purchase of its target.
Tiger is really low right there from Lunara's damage. That poison is spreading.
It indeed is. And of course, Lunara is that level 20 intensifying toxin. So it does a lot of damage at this point. It tears through people if they have free stacks. But now we're at a point where if any member gets lit by the Punisher... Oh. Osprey is in trouble. They got hit by the Punisher, got hit by the Spear. We do see Zephy leapt up top, didn't quite find it. And now we do see Aaron's Indestructible gets popped. They're very low. They do need healing from Rackham, but they will be fine in the end. That is Bolt of the Storm used by Wit's End, but that is the core falling very quickly. And what I thought was CCS's game turns out to be CM Daybreaks, and that will be the game and the series going over to CM Daybreak. GG's called by both sides.
GG's, guys. Oh my god, what a game!
That's an ending. Any thoughts at the end of that? Because that was a hell of an ending to the series.
Well, again, looking at the healing, both healers did a fantastic job this game and tonight in general, because they've been really close, especially this game. It's just so crazy what Tyrande is capable of comparing to Andun, because, again, Tyrande... If we just take all the healing abilities for level 10s out, I think Tyrande is this type of healer that would mostly do some kind of buffs or debuffs maybe, or provides... she has other tools to help the team, while Anduin actually, heals out of his mind. So
he does have a
super
root.
Beneficial. Yes, I mean, yes, but I said we're counting level 10s out, so...
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, the Hug is super beneficial on this map. Stitches did, and some of these hooks are crazy. Like, he either almost got them or got somebody. It was... Wow.
It's also noted Tyrande did 65k damage.
Oh.
That's a lot. That is almost as much as Kira. That's more than the Kael'thas It's more than Sylvanas. I think I understand why Witsend had that banned out every time against them now.
Yeah, and look at as the chat points out absolutely correctly. Look at Tyranda's damage.
Yeah, it is insane.
It's almost the same as Lunara's damage. Are you kidding me?
I want to be able to
Wow.
play. I want to be able to play Tyrande that well. That's insane.
Me too. Listen, Witsend showed a great example. You inspired me today. Seriously.
Yep.
I want to
get ready for 2 Tyrandas running it down in Storm League.
Me versus Linebus. Let's go.
Just seeing who can lock it first. Just go, 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 go.
Yep. Like,
right.
Ban Tyrande.
I'm just seeing if anyone's willing to do an interview of us. So what I'm going to do, and I do invite you to join me for this one, is join me in one of the lobbies in the NGS Discord, and we can see if anyone does. All right, someone's asking about Tyrande build first. Where do we have it?
Owl mixed with Qs.
Yep, there you go for anyone who's interested in the Tyrande build. Ice Blade arrows at the end as well for that damage reduction. Right.
Damage.
Now I'm going to jump into a lobby and see if anyone's willing to join us, so you can catch me there as well, Peach. Alright, let's see how long it takes anyone to join us. So it does seem like Rakim did see us. Speaking of which, we do have Rakim with us now. How are you feeling after that quite tense third game, in all honesty?
Well, I may not be able to sleep tonight because that was bananas to the nth power. It was just insane. Wow, I cannot believe we held on by our fingernails to claw our way back into that game. I'm not going to wait for the shout outs. I'm going to say shout out to CCS. That was maybe the best match I've played in NGS. I mean results wise, I mean just the most exciting. I'm going to go back and watch that just to find out what the heck happened myself. So, wow, A+ is all around. Everybody, both teams.
Yeah, even watching it and casting it, my heart was racing it quite a few times. Is that the same for you, Peach?
I forgot how to breathe a couple times. I was like, and then I would just lose my breath.
Right, so we will go back over things a little bit. Starting out with Battlefield of Eternity, we did see that heavy frontline comp. Is that something you guys go to a lot of that map, or is it just kind of going, we could try it? Or is it more?
We're still trying to figure that out because this is the first season this roster's been together. So to say we're doing anything like on the regular, not sure yet. But after that, I think maybe that is something we're going to be doing on the regular. We'll want to go back and review the replays. There's a couple plays in that first one that I went back personally. But we'll do some analysis and we'll pick the parts that work and remove the parts that didn't work. So
it seemed to work quite well from the start. You dealt with the blow up very effectively. Actually, they struggled to get through a lot of your health. Was that kind of the main reason you did go that heavy frontline, or was it more just let's try it?
I think it wasn't so much. I mean, we always want to draft, based on what they're picked, but we just kind of that's something we wanted to do. We wanted to put that kind of lineup together, and it just happened that it worked okay with the draft that they had. So.
Peach, any questions about the first map of Battlefield of Eternity in particular?
You know what? I mean, with Sylvanas, you honestly were expecting them to maybe cheese top lane, so I guess positioning yourself in the middle of the map was kind of obvious thing to do. But what else would you expect race-wise? Who did you count on? Did you think that you're mostly going to be fighting or try to race or kind of in between, or you just decide to wing it and see how it's going to be?
Yeah, I think with that comp, we knew going into the game that we were probably at a little bit of a deficit. I mean, we lost the first Immortal. I think we had more people racing at the end, but Vala, they had Vala in that first game, right?
Yep, Q build Vala.
I can't even think and remember. Yeah, and Vala just said, "Hold my beer, I got this," and took the objective. So, but we burned fields off of it. We knew we were going to be team fighting, so we were all about let's play some defense. and then get Venus up to race with the Ming when he can. I there's two ways to play that map. You can say we're gonna burn everything, or we're gonna make it so that they can't. So we kind of decided we're gonna make it so that they can't, and it didn't work on the first one, but worked on some of the later ones.
It often doesn't work on that first one, so very well played that
Yep.
one. Garden of Terror, on the other hand, didn't quite go in your favor. How'd you feel when you saw Anduin went Salvation after you had Strafe, you had the Disintegration, so you didn't quite have as much tools to interrupt it as you would potentially like?
Yeah, I really wish I had my Stukov to put a silence under him or something like that. And there were a couple fights. That's one of the things we're going to look at in the replay. We got caught in chokes a little bit, and which is bad. But then a choke where when Anduin has salvation, he can cover the entire area of the fight. There was one in particular, I think, where I went in, someone looked low, and I thought, oh, I'll go bite them and finish them off with Rhaegar. And then I got in, and the salvation went off, and I went, oh, yeah, he has salvation, doesn't he? This is not going to go well. At least I get a 30-second break back on the Hall of Storms. So there's definitely some things we need to go back and take a look at and get better for next time. But, you know, you had to point out that they played it really, really well. They knew what they wanted to do with Anduin and playing around him, and they picked fights where we're fighting in that choke because they caught us in the choke and they chose to force the fight there. So they did a really good job. It's our job not to be there and get stuck like that.
And at Lunara and Sylvanas, was it just a little bit too much damage for you to get through that game, or was it just unfortunate that each of those fights were so close together they were inevitably going to splash all their damage onto you guys?
Yeah, that also has to do with us clumping up because it makes Lunara's job a little bit easier to, excuse me, get the poison around. Lunara was actually something we thought about taking away from them with a ban, because they have a really good win rate and play really good Lunara. But if they give me 7 bans, I can get rid of everything I don't want to play against. But there was just so much damage, and I just couldn't heal it all off. And combine that with our subpar positioning in a couple fights, I mean, they look like all stars. So
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Remember, Lemos, when I said if I would be healer and I would be healing against that spreading poison, ooh, it's really complicated, and sometimes it's really frustrating because the team will move around, and you kind of need, as a healer, you prefer them to stay close to each other, especially as a regular whose heal is spreading. So but people would run different directions sometimes because they gotta reposition themselves. So it gets quite challenging, and so I agree. Lunara pick was really dangerous.
Any other questions at map, Peach?
I think I'm great. The only thing I'm always curious about macro ideas. What did you have in your mind when you pick um, your draft? When you finalize your draft, what was the idea about camps? Did you know exactly who will rotate when to grab this and that camp? Which camp will go first?
I don't think we have it down to a science that much quite yet. We probably will. You give us 3 or 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we just wanted something that was going to be able to take a lot of camps. So we probably could have been a little bit crisper on some of the rotations to the camps, and maybe do a better job of knowing ahead of time. But that was one of the primary things we want to draft for on that map is we want to control the camps. So
Because you definitely saw that Sylvanas and Lunara pick, which I think were the first picks that you saw. So I guess what it brought to your mind, did you think, okay, we gotta outcamp them, or what would be like better in fights, or?
to be honest, that last game was so crazy. I don't even remember the drafts of the second game. I know we played against Lunar and Sylvanas and Anduin, and they were gross, and they will haunt my dreams tonight. But I don't remember the thinking going into the
That's
draft.
alright.
No
You're
worries.
tired, I understand. No worries.
Speaking about the last map, Peach, you want to lead the questions here to start with?
Oof. Okay. I guess Dehaka was something that you were planning on along. Was Kira the hero that you were counting on that game? Because that's a definitely unusual pick, and as Lambas stated earlier, you do not see Kira this often,
the Kira is not something we wake up in the morning and know we're going to play Kira in that game today, but it's something that we have in our back pocket. Tigers were working on, and it worked out really well. We didn't know before the game started that that was going to be something we were going to feature. It just something that happened organically during the draft. So, and it's a little change of pace because, like you said, you don't see it a lot, and it's not something you expect. So, I'm sure
Hmm.
you guys were surprised. Hopefully, everyone was a little bit surprised, and hopefully, they were surprised when she was smacking down the court at the end of the game too.
Mm.
Well, I mean, I was super excited when I just saw this lady on my screen, and I was like, "Oh, it's happening."
Yep, it did. It happened. So all
Yeah.
the Kira fans out there, you got
And
what you wanted tonight.
what a fair bit of chat was talking about, as well as what Peach and I were talking about a fair bit at the end, that Tyrande. You'd banned it out the first two maps, you let it through for that last one. Did you come to regret that?
Well, had we not come back to win that game, that's probably a decision that we would second guess. Because we looked at it, and Toronto, the first two games, that was a thing that just made sense to get rid of and take them off some of the heroes that they're much better at. Who did we ban? Who was the third ban? I don't even remember without going back to look, but it wasn't Toronto.
I think it was
Who-
another
Oh.
off. Oh no, it wasn't an offlaner.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to go look at the tape. But that Toronto was really good. There were a couple of times she chased Weenus and I down, both, and she just kept hitting me in the face with owls. I mean, I'm Anduin. I'm fast at 13. I should be able to run away, and I just couldn't get away. And then poor Weenus went down, and we were sad together. So that Toronto was really good. And if we play them again, I think that Toronto might have to go by the wayside. I think they might have to put that on shelf for a match.
I think you banned Rhaegar for the third ban, if I remember that
You
right.
are
Yep.
correct.
Yep.
That's why I was so surprised because you did ban a healer, and I was thinking it's either a tank or a healer because these two were the last ones, and I was like, Tyrande again maybe, and then bam, Rhaegar, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
Well, one of the things we had in our favor in preparation was that uh, this CCS roster has been pretty stable for several seasons now. So we had
Hmm.
a lot of data that suggested, Tyrande and Rhaegar are their two best the two best bands. So if we want to get rid of a healer, those are the two that we get rid of. And we
Hmm.
just guessed wrong on the third one. I mean, luckily we were able to come back and it didn't matter. But we just we made the wrong call, I think.
Yeah, yeah. And the end of the day, it worked out. Yes.
Yep. At the end of the day, we are 2-1 with our first match in B West, so I could not be happier.
And that is great to hear. Right, I'm going to open up the floor to you, Rackham. Any thanks, any kind of last notes on the matches? You're free to speak. You're free to kind of mention those now.
Oh, well, I already gave a shout out to CCS, but I will double up on that. That was a great match. I'm going to go, as soon as we get done here, I'm going to go back and watch it and get some popcorn. I think it'll be very entertaining. Shout out to Cloud of Mines. I went and played with some other people last season, but I thought, I want to come home and play under the Cloud of Mines banner. And it's just a great bunch of people over there. I'm going to give a shout out to the new CM Daybreak roster. It's some people that have played together before in various teams, but this is the first time that this group has been together, and we only started playing like right after Christmas, so we've only had about a month to kind of gel and get ready, and it's gone really well. I was talking to the team before the game. The attitudes are great. Everyone's putting in the time and contributing, so it's just I cannot be happier. I'm really looking for great things out of this roster. Um, and shout out as always to the casters. Thanks for bringing the game to us so I can go back and watch it later with my popcorn. And just shout out to NGS in general. I mean, 15 seasons. Let's go.
Hell yeah! I hope you have a good rest of your evening, Rackham, and hopefully that popcorn goes well with watching that match.
All right,
Oh yeah.
thanks. Have a good one, guys.
Yeah, and Peach, I will call
Bye.
you back.
All right.
I've lost where Peach is. I found Peach. Welcome back.
All right.
Kind of any
And we're
last things you want to say about that very tense series?
Listen, first of all, oh, it's not. It's now it's my time for shoutouts. Yay!
Exactly.
I feel like I've been interviewed, but interviewed for the past 2 hours. Anyway, thank you for bringing me in. I'm always down there and available to help since my schedule is pretty um, free right now.
Mhm.
So thank you, first of all, for providing me with this lovely opportunity. Thank you to both teams because, as Rackham stated before, unbelievable matches. Really, really amazing to watch something like this. Um, so thank you for their time and for wonderful games. For 3 wonderful games, not just 2, but 3. I
That is
think
true.
I got blessed with 3 games instead of 2. Um, I am also as a part of Division B myself now, proudly. I'm excited to see these guys again because I'm definitely gonna face them again and again and again probably.
Mhm.
So I'm excited for that and sending my positive vibes to both teams. Wishing them best of luck and yeah.
I also have an important question for you, Peach.
Oh my.
You stream as such as well. Where can people find you?
People can find me on Twitch at the MVPeach. There's a there sometimes that people miss. That's okay. Also on Twitter too. They can follow me there because I'm announcing my streams there. There's also a Discord server that is attached to my Twitch about me thing. So
I haven't
yeah,
done
the
that yet.
MVPeach, it's me. Ay, yay, yay!
I do not have a Discord link to my
Boo.
Twitch. What a boo! I don't have very much to say a lot of the time. Sure, I talk a lot, but I do not have much to say outside of things. But yes, thank you for joining me, Peach. It is a pleasure. Peach is going to be one of my kids this season in Clouded Minds, much like how Counterpick Stupid and CM Daybreak, B West are also some of my kids. But that has been it for us this evening. I have been your host, The Lime Bus. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. What I'm going to do, actually, is before I forget, I'm meant to be raiding Taco because I'm at least meant to be keeping this NGS train going. So bear with me as I push my buttons that I should have pushed a little bit ago. I am just forgetful about how I do things. And it's honestly something I forget a little bit too much to do. I do need to do much better at remembering these things. So I'm just starting that now. That will be rolling in background. But as I said, that has been it for Peach and I. I wish everyone in chat, and as well you, Peach, a good evening, good morning, good afternoon in the world, depending where you are, because time zones are very weird. But I'll catch you all in the Nexus. Goodbye for now.